Hello. Oh my gosh. I am so excited to be here. Thank you all for showing up to this kind of impromptu live stream that we're doing. I really realized that I've had a YouTube for a number of years now, and I just wanted to do something that felt a little more informal. If you subscribe to my YouTube page, you know that I have a dance fitness company called Melody DanceFit, and I also have a program called Dance to Heal. I have been doing this work for the past decade, and I am super passionate about it because I truly, truly believe that dance has the power to just shift the energy of your life. And I'm really passionate about spreading that message and sharing my own story and how it's shifted my entire life. So I'm really excited to be here, especially on YouTube. You know, I have my biggest following here on YouTube. You might recognize me from the Havana video that now has, I can't believe it, but it now has like 42 million views. But it's just been such a wild ride, and I just wanted to do something that felt more personal and more vulnerable to my own story. I want to share a bit about me. I want to share my story, and I want to talk about why I believe in this and why I believe that it's something so special yet so simple. And yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk specifically about my Dance to Heal program that's online, and we're going to get into the shift that's been happening with Melody Dance Fit. You know, it started as a dance fitness platform, and now we're really kind of carving it into this Dance to Heal program because this is really where my passion lies. This is what I'm here on this earth to do. And so we're going to get into it. I am going to also share my screen, and I'm still going to be on here on video, but I want to share my screen because I have a presentation for y'all, and I want to give you more of a visual representation of what Dance to Heal is. Oops, I think I did a double one. Let me do this, and let me just do this and do a circle. And all right, great. Let me now share my screen, and we are going to get right into this. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk all about Dance to Heal and really what this program is about and what the mission is to find ways to integrate the ritual of dance to change the energy of your life. Honestly, when I started dancing and I brought it back to my adulthood, it really just brought back this playfulness that I had been missing. And I would have never guessed that that's what was missing in my life until I started doing it and integrating it to my life weekly. I just started to see the energy of my life just shift and the trajectory shift. And it was just this beautiful thing that happened. And another great symptom from that was I felt less stressed, and I really felt less burnt out. And I found joy in very little things in my everyday life. So we are going to get into all of that, and I want to let you know what we're going to cover. I've got this like entire presentation for you. You know, it's not dance fitness today. It's an actual presentation. So we're going to cover a little bit about my story, how I got to where I am, and we're going to talk about collectively what's going on with our mental health as a society in our culture and why that's happening and how that's happening. And then I'm going to get into why I believe Dance to Heal is an important message, why this is an important program, why I created it, why I feel like it's very needed in this world today. And within Dance to Heal, we're going to talk about the 4 core pillars that you need to integrate in order to make this a successful experience if you do decide to join this program. We're also going to get into all of the Dance to Heal content. I realize that I've talked about Dance to Heal, and a lot of people are like, but wait, what is it? Like, how does it work? We're going to talk all about how it works, how you can get access to it, and what it looks like, what the content covers, because it's not just dance fitness. It is psychology concepts. It's a lot of inner work that is very deep, but we also want to present it to you in this fun, playful way. And then we're also going to cover some testimonials of clients who have already been a part of our Dance to Heal program, and then we'll go over some questions. So let's get into it. All right, so a little bit about me. My life mission is truly to take the intimidation out of dance and help people get in touch with their power through the ritual of dance. I started my business here in Austin, Texas in 2014, so a long time ago, and I started with just one little class. I did it on the side, and it kind of just grew into this movement. We started with like 10 people in our first class, and then that eventually led me to renting out concert venues in Austin and having 100 people weekly dancing. And it really was when I started to find my voice and my message. And I truly believe that these classes grew because there was a clear message that I was speaking out into existence in my classes. It was all about celebrating, dancing, and at that point in boutique fitness, I had never seen any classes talk about darkness or anxiety or mental health, and I wanted to give that experience to wellness. I didn't find it in any of the classes that I was taking, so I thought, why not create a class that talks about the darkness too, and not just the toxic positivity? So that's really where Melody DanceFit started. It was just such a grassroots growth that was so beautiful. And over the years now, I've taught kids classes, I've taught senior citizens, so I've taught pretty much every age, every race, every gender, and I truly believe everybody is a dancer. Whether you like it or not, you are a dancer. I believe it's primal, I believe it's in all of us. And I've been lucky enough to be featured in Texas Monthly, and I got to teach my class at South by Southwest a few years in ACL and work for amazing companies that I look up to like Lululemon and Facebook. And it's been such a beautiful journey, and I never would have thought that I would have gotten here because I did start out at a corporate job that I really hated. And I'm just so blessed that I found something that really shifted the energy. And I feel like because my energy shifted, all these opportunities were suddenly seeking me out, and this just shifted the trajectory. So that's why it's important for me to tell you my story, because I started somewhere where I was stuck and I was unhappy, and dancing really did lead me into success, and it led me into finding my power and a career. And these are some pictures from my classes. We rent out bigger concert venues now. We do outdoor classes. Really, really fun. Oh, I love seeing these pictures. Now let's get to the really important part. Over the past 8 years of teaching, I have this very specific message at the end of class that I always would say, and it's really rooted in the Dance to Heal program. And it's that no matter where you are in life, no matter how insecure you feel, how low you feel, how much you feel like you don't belong, you are worth celebrating, and the darkness is worth celebrating. And you need to honor all parts of yourself, even the parts of yourself that you're so ashamed of, And so I think about my childhood, and I think about what my experience was, and I think about my cultural identity. My parents are both from Iran, and I was raised in Texas, and so that was quite an experience, of confusion, and I just wanted to fit in, and I just was so tired of being different, and I really just couldn't figure out where I belonged. And I believe that my career mission is to make people feel like they belong and that they should celebrate because of where I came from, because of my inner child who felt so alone and insecure. I really have been dancing to heal since I was 6 years old. I, as a little girl, would put on my favorite music and dance, and I just felt a different energy come through me when I did it. And the special thing about this was I didn't just turn to dance when I felt happy and I wanted to celebrate or I was excited. I turned to dance as a little girl when I was sad, when I felt depressed, when I felt misunderstood. And somehow that music and movement was always there for me to soothe my nervous system, calm me down, and help me get connected to who I really am. So I always say this, but Little Melody is my muse and the brains behind Dance to Heal, and she is the muse behind why I do what I do. So now I want to kind of zoom out from a macro angle and let's talk about, if you're on this live stream, let's all do this experience together and visualize. Let's talk about what's going on in the world collectively and zoom out for a bit. So we all have jobs, whether it's a job at home or goals, career oriented, we all have a role that we're playing in our career, in our commitments and stuff that we want to achieve. And then on top of that, we have our social norms and obligations. We've got things to attend. We have to be a good friend. We want to be there for our communities. There's just a lot of obligations and commitments that we have. And we also have familial roles and expectations. And all of these are great things, but let's be real. These things, one stacked on top of each other, can feel very overwhelming, can feel very hard to manage. And it often will leave us with no downtime for ourselves, to give energy back to ourselves. We often give our time so freely to other people, to our family, to our friends, which again is a great thing. But it's really important that we're still making the time to connect with ourselves, with our body, and really check in to see and find those moments beyond all these obligations and commitments and expectations that we have. And along with this, we also have, the societal, cultural things going on that can feel chaotic. It can feel overwhelming. It can feel daunting. And, social media, I could do a whole 45 webinar just on how social media is really affecting our mental health. We have a 24-hour news cycle that's also on social media, right? We are getting breaking news all the time, and we are flooded with all the stuff going on around the world. And again, not to say that we don't want to be clued in on what's going on, but it gets overwhelming. It can be a lot for us to take in. Then you add the global pandemic that has shifted a lot over the past few years. I believe that it's shifted our society. It's shifted the way we connect with others. It has also completely transformed the workforce. A lot of people are now only working remote. And this is affecting us. This is affecting our connection with other people. This is affecting our connection with ourselves. And just going back to social media for a second, social media it's a beautiful tool to connect us. I mean, look at us right now. We're able to connect, and I don't know where you're tuning in from the world, but what a beautiful way for us to be able to connect, for me to get to know you and for you to get to know me. But in the same sense, social media can be a really spiraling, daunting force if you don't use it in the right way and you don't put healthy boundaries on it. We are constantly comparing ourselves, our houses, our rooms, our kitchens to other people. We are comparing our relationships. Shoot, I'm even comparing sometimes to myself from like 3 years ago, when social media is like, here's what you were doing 3 years ago. I'm like, oh, now I'm even comparing myself to myself. How crazy is that? It's just wild what social media can bring out in us. And I think it's just really, it can be overwhelming. This all adds to this collective overwhelm. And again, it's just important to reflect on all these things that affect us. And this really leads me into my next point, which is we are experiencing this major decline in our mental health collectively. And it's all around. And It's in our culture. And, you know, I can't blame one thing. I can't, and I want to preface all of this with a disclaimer that I am not a medical professional. I'm not a therapist. This whole presentation and this whole webinar and Dance to Heal in general is based off of my own anecdotal evidence of my own clientele and the work that I've been doing for the past decade. So this is all just for me to help you observe and bring light to the situation. Because if you are overwhelmed, it's good to remember these things. There's a lot going on, and you're not broken and you're not messed up. It's just there's a lot going on in the world, right? Between your personal life, your business life, and social media, the society, the news, the world, politics, everything. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. And what it is causing is a mental health decline. Nearly 1 billion people worldwide suffer from some form of mental disorder. 77% of people experience stress that affects their physical health. Every day, people are staying home at work, missing school, or even die because of the effects from stress. So this seems like a very depressing slide, but it's important for me to point this out because stress is something that affects us mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And I think it's really easy for us to address that, you know, physical health. Let's work out. Let's take care of our body and just work out and go for a jog. But it's deeper than that sometimes. We really need to kind of tap into what is really eating at us, and we need to understand that it's not just about physical health. Our emotional health is incredibly important. Our connection to ourself is incredibly important. And it's important for me to illuminate why I really wanted to create a unique program like Dance to Heal. This is really what's led me to it. And I've had my own shift during the pandemic where, you know, this is a dance fitness platform. It will always be that. But Dance to Heal is where we use the form of dance fitness and integrate it with these concepts so that we can really tap into something that's more going to be tapping into your mental well-being rather than just your physical well-being. So moving forward, why Dance to Heal? Why did I create it? Emotional well-being is incredibly important. We often repress feelings without even realizing it. We all do it. I still catch myself even doing it. We're socialized to stay in control of our emotions no matter what. We're taught that it's weakness to show vulnerability. We have to start learning how to express and process what we feel in healthy ways. We have to find healthy coping mechanisms because you're never going to feel emotionally perfect every single day. That's just not ever going to happen. But if we can find tools and healthy coping mechanisms to ride the wave and to help us ride the wave in a more fun way, that's what we need. We need less escapism. We need to face our own feelings. We need to process our own feelings. And with Dance to Heal, we do that by stepping into the body to somatically release emotions and express ourselves. And then we also have the physical element. You know, working out is obviously so instrumental in establishing, you know, that mind-body connection. But I think really understanding how our emotional well-being can impact our physical health is also what can lead to a more sustainable path to holistic healing. When you can start to understand the connection between your thoughts and your mood and how that manifests in your physical body, that's really when you start to know yourself, know your body in a deeper way, and you can start helping yourself and soothing your body in different ways. So in Dance to Heal, we really want to help you establish that line of communication between the brain and the body so they can work together to ease your nervous system, right? At the end of the day, we're here to soothe our nervous systems. And a lot of our nervous systems have been out of whack for years and years, whether you've experienced burnout or trauma, whatever it is that you've experienced, really, your nervous system can be out of whack without even you realizing it. And the last thing that we really want to tap into is just that spiritual connection, right? Human beings at their core need to feel connected to themselves. They need to feel connected to others. Dance to Heal is really about coming home to yourself and consistently carving out that time to step into your body and mind and check in with yourself. And, we talk about this a lot in our program, and I love Brene Brown, and she talks a lot about this notion of the more deeply we are connected to ourselves is instrumental in how deeply we can connect with others. And I think at the end of the day, we all want to feel so connected to others. We all want to feel like we have a sense of community and support. But first, before doing that, we really have to support ourselves. We really have to find ways to connect with ourselves. And with Dance to Heal, I really want this to be an opportunity for people to do this from home by themselves and give them the time to give back just to themselves. A date with yourself, a date dancing with yourself, right? And just see what comes up. So this is probably the most frequently asked question, and it's a great question. How does this program work? So it is an online program. It's all virtual. It's all pre-recorded. We put a lot of time and research and energy into this, and this is basically my life work packaged into one program. It is taking bits and pieces that I have seen transform people in real life over the past decade, and it's putting it into the structural course. So the way it works is you can do it from home, from anywhere in the world, at your own pace. And this is a big part too. We obviously want you to do the course. We don't want you to purchase and invest in this course and not do it. So we want to hold you accountable to doing this course. However, we believe that it needs to be self-paced. I think that this works best, especially with people who have different schedules or they might be in a different time zone. It's really important to carve out the time and make that effort within yourself. Only you can know what timing works out the best for you. You do have to have access to Wi-Fi. But another beautiful thing about this program is once you are part of the Dance to Heal family, you're a lifelong member. You always have access to this content. It's not going anywhere. You don't have to pay a subscription fee. And we'll get into some more that you get out of this program. But it really is this lifelong integration of dancing to heal your nervous system. And so the way it works is you will have 3 weekly Dance to Heal video modules to focus and guide your mindset before dancing. So these are bite-sized modules. They focus on a weekly theme, and they're really there to activate observations and reflections to take in before you begin your actual physical dancing and movement. So ideally what you do is you watch the first module and then you do your dance session. And then a few days later, you'll come back and you'll watch the second module and you'll repeat that same DanceFit session. So that's the other part of it is you'll also weekly get one 30 to 45 minute Dance to Heal session a week. This is where it's the actual dance class. It's dance fitness. And this is where you'll be integrating the physicality of dance, right? So the module is more for your mindset. We want you to watch it and really get into the right headspace before you start getting physical with your body. I truly believe that this is what made my classes very popular in Austin, Texas. I believe that it was the addition of people hearing a message and reflecting on something, reflecting on how far they've come, and then putting on an awesome soundtrack and curating an awesome dance, and then having them feel the energy, and then move their body and step into that. I was talking to my colleague today, and we were talking about how self-help books are so great, but I feel like Dance to Heal is like this version of like a self-help book, but instead of just reading and listening and doing whatever you're doing, we're just sitting there reading it. It's like, no, get up, let's move about it. Let's take these concepts and let's move, let's step into it. So we really want you to somatically release. You can only talk about things for so long until you want to just unstick it from your body and somatically release and ground yourself through that movement. So now let's get into the actual program content. Like, what is actually in the course and what is it? Because a lot of people probably are confused. Is it just about dance fitness? Is it self-help? What is it? What niche is this? And really what I would say is that it's the integration of mindfulness and dance fitness. And it's a way to kind of get into your body and do it in a really playful way that incorporates really fun music and fun dancing. So week 1, we're going to focus, it's completely the foundation of the course, getting into your body. And we're going to get into more of what each week has. But I want to quickly go through like the overview. Week 2 is about letting go. Week 3 is about becoming who you already are. Tapping into, we'll talk about that. But week 4 is all based in playing and talking about the importance of play. Week 5 is about redefining your power. And week 6 is all about dancing through the duality. And I want to get actually even more into that. So in week 1, this is the foundation to the rest of the course, right? It's all about making that connection and getting into your body. So it's about having body awareness. And some of you maybe already have this, but some people, we weren't taught in school to be aware of our bodies, right? We also introduced the concept of how emotions can get stored in the body and where and how and what we can do to address that. And then we talk about the great release, which is that cathartic feeling you feel when you're moving and you just feel like, I don't know what just happened, but I let go of something and I released something. It was amazing. And then this leads into week 2, where we release the attachment to control. We release any expectations that how we dance is representative of how good it can feel, right? Really making the statement that there's no attachment to controlling the outcome of anything, and specifically my dancing. And it's also about learning how to take the pressure off. And we also go into practicing patience and how much that can benefit our mind, body, and spirit. Week 3, with becoming who you already are, it's really about honoring your own magic and also succumbing to it and not denying it to yourself. Honoring your shadows. This is a huge concept in psychology that I really find so intriguing. And it's all about honoring those sides of us that we mask. We often do this without realizing it. So we get into shadows is probably one of my favorite modules in the course. And module 3 is all about vulnerability. And, week 3 is a lot about just tapping into, who you are, who you've always been, who's always been inside of you, and getting back to that. Week 4, we're going to talk a lot about playing. The whole soundtrack is really fun. That DanceFit session is kind of silly. It's definitely meant to be silly, not serious at all. And we talk about the importance of connecting with your inner child. And, some of us are disconnected from that. Some of us can't even really go back and remember. And so we explore that. We observe that and think about our relationship to our inner child. Are we still in touch with our inner child? Have you talked to them lately? Are they happy? Were they happy when you were a kid? What can you give to them, right? And then we're going to talk about the beauty and the power in laughter. If you're not laughing like 5 times a day, and you're not laughing at yourself, you're not laughing at other people, then we really got to find ways to incorporate laughter. And it sounds trite when I say it out loud, but laughter does so much for your physical body. It relaxes the body like right away. So we talk a lot about that. And then 3 is all about integrating all of those notions, right? Actually integrating play into your adult life. Like, what does that look like? And week 5, we get into redefining your power. I was very specific in the name for this because I got some feedback from somebody as we were creating this course. Somebody was like, "What about reclaiming? What about reclaiming your power?" And I thought about it and I thought, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say when I say redefining your power is taking your own values and being honest with yourself of what you actually find to be valuable and powerful in your life, not society's definition of what's powerful and valuable, not your family's definition of what's powerful, your definition, who you are based in your own values. In my own life, that is when my life completely shifted. I went from working a corporate job, having a full-time income, and having my own office, and that felt really cool at the time, and my ego kind of wanted that. But once I started teaching, I knew I had to start doing this for a living, and I thought about it and I thought, this is power to me. And even though in that moment, maybe to society, I didn't look very powerful because I just quit my job and I didn't really have a plan, but I knew where I felt my power and I defined it for myself. And that's when my life completely changed. So it's really important for us to have that honest conversation with ourselves and think and reflect, like, what do I actually care about? What is powerful to me? What is valuable to me? So, yeah, I as you can tell, I'm really passionate about that one. And then in week 6, we really kind of take it all into this full circle, and we talk about the polarity in life and dancing through that duality, right? In life, there's always going to be those moments where there are really beautiful things happening that you're really excited about, and then simultaneously there can be this really heavy thing happening. And you kind of have to just go through it honoring both. And a lot of times we want to focus just too much on one or the other. But dancing through the duality is all about having gratitude and honoring both sides of that, right? So we talk about integrating the transformation of dance. We talk about resilience and gratitude, the importance of those notions. And then we really bring it to this full circle of dancing and how it really relates to healing. And then we talk about just the notion of healing. Like, what does that look like? We get a lot of people who are asking us, like, what do you mean dance to heal? Am I going to be able to heal my broken leg? Obviously, that's not what this program is about. Healing is not linear. Healing is not this one outcome. It looks different to everybody. But the way we define healing for Dance to Heal is about soothing your nervous system, grounding your spirit, and honing in and connecting to yourself. That's really what we define as healing. Healing doesn't mean, hey, everything's perfect, I'm happy all the time, I'm amazing, I'm rich, I'm successful, I have abs. It's not that. And the people who have all that, they're not fully healed either. Healing is something that is so unique to each individual. But really, in terms of Dance to Heal, we're focused on finding ways, fun ways, playful ways to ground your nervous system and self-soothe, right? That's really what we're talking about when we talk about healing. And it's important for me to mention that because, I don't ever want to come across as somebody who is trying to I don't have all the answers, and I happily admit that. But I do live by the idea that the ritual of dance can change the energy of your life. And that's truly what I believe in. And that's what I live and breathe by. So when I'm saying Dance to Heal, that's what I'm talking about. Awesome. So now I really want to get into, when we look into how many people have invested in this program, we've been able to see like what type of person is this program for, and also what is needed to make this a successful experience for people who are doing this. So obviously, in order to get anything and to do anything and to achieve anything, you have to have that commitment. You have to commit to, even though it's a self-paced thing, you have to find a time in your schedule to commit to and carve out 3 hours a week for yourself to give your mind, body, and spirit that dose of repetitive movement and play. And it is important to stay consistent with that commitment in order to make this work. To make that shift work, you have to do it and you have to commit to it. Now, the second thing that we say is a core pillar in Dance to Heal is your mindset. If you do this entire program and you are thinking in your head, I feel stupid, I look ugly, I feel stupid. Listen, we all have the inner critic. I get it. But you have to really work on your mindset if you want this to be a successful experience and you want to really shed that stagnant energy and you really want to feel better. You have to focus on having the right mindset of releasing that shame, releasing the inner judgment, detaching yourself from what you think you should look like, and just focus on how you feel. Even if it's that you feel bad, focus on that for a second. Don't focus on how you look, focus on how you feel. This is about observing and reflecting and making notes so you can make that connection with your mind, body. And the next one is repetition. And this is, I want to say this is maybe for me the most important thing, because in my experience teaching, I saw the biggest transformations from people who were dancing a few times a week. So we really recommend that you do it 3 times a week. Now, given we've had people in our program who have, injuries or limiting movement and they're kind of recovering from some stuff. So we definitely want you to modify physically if you need to. But carving out 3 hours doesn't mean you have to run your body into the ground if it's hurting you. It just means create the time and space to be able to at least try doing these dances 3 times a week. Maybe your go-to is 2 times a week, and that's okay. But we need you to repeat these dances. That's why we have 1 DanceFit session a week, because we want you to repeat these sessions so that your body starts to memorize the movement. And it's a really powerful thing. And anybody who's watching who's a dancer or who's been to dance fitness classes, it takes a few times to do it for your brain to take the back seat and for your body to be like, all right, let's go. I feel it. I'm in it. And the deeper that you can get into it, that's really where we experience that great release that we talk about in this program. So the last thing that I'll say is community. We are so big on this, and we really created this program to kind of get out of just the fitness space of subscription and transactional. We really want this to be something where, look, you invest one time and then you have lifetime access to the community, our Facebook group. We also have connection calls every Monday evening, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we have those to support you, to support the community. It's an opportunity for people to come on and talk about what they're struggling with, or maybe talking about what modules they're on. And it's really a great way. And we've had people who have gone through the course and then they come back on our calls. And it's not something where you do the course and you're over and it's done. We want you to be a part of our Dance to Heal family for life. And this is really something that we thought out because I noticed that there were a lot of things out there where it was only subscription fees, or you paid and then you didn't have access anymore. So if you didn't get a chance to do it all, it's like it's all gone and you don't get your money's worth. So you have lifetime access to this community. You have lifetime access to our community. And along with this program that you have lifetime access to, right, all the course videos you're going to always be able to access. Once you complete the course, and you've gone through the 6 weeks of that transformation of integrating dance, we also give you free access to my subscription site. It's closed, so nobody can get into it, but it has over 75 hours of live stream classes, pre-recorded melody dance fit videos. I mean, we've got videos on videos, and you have lifetime access to that. So if you are, in a place where you're like, I want more dancing, I want to integrate dance, but I don't want to do it by myself, we've got you covered. We have a whole Netflix library of videos, and I do occasionally do live streams as well. So you'll always be clued into that community, and you'll always have access to that on-demand library, because we really want this to be a program that's here for you through the highs and lows, and here for you even when you've maybe lost touch with dance. And maybe the next year you think, well, I invested in this program 2 years ago, maybe I should get back into dance. And to that we say, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's dance again. It's okay. We understand that life gets chaotic and complicated. People move, people go through transformational experiences, and we want this to be something that is always here for you when you're ready. Awesome. So let's move it forward. I just wanted to go through some of the client testimonials that we've had. It's been a really beautiful thing to see. It's always scary to launch a new program, and but I knew this was something that was so near and dear to my heart. I knew that it would be powerful for the right person, and I knew it could be transformational for the right person. So some people, Ashley said, it's been so therapeutic taking your program. I'm freshly divorced, and there are days of loneliness that hit me like a tidal wave, but I come out of every session transformed. Sachi said, I finally leaned into the concept of getting out of my head and into my body. As simple as that sounds, it allowed for space from anxiety and stress and created space for a deeper connection with myself. I turned to dance and music more to allow myself the opportunity to feel and work through whatever is going on in my life, and that has become a really powerful tool for me. Wow. I love that. I love that, because that's the goal. The goal is not to be perfect all the time, be happy all the time. The goal is to have amazing tools in your pocket and ways to allow yourself to connect to yourself. Paulina says, it will change your life. I have learned not to tolerate things in my life that aren't acceptable. I stopped caring so much what other people think of me and their judgments. I'm happy being me. I've gotten a lot more self-accepting. I love Paulina. Beautiful, beautiful people in this course. Honestly, I can't speak highly enough of the people who end up joining our Dance to Heal family, because it's really a special group of people. And I just want to note right here, it's important for me to speak out, like, who is this program for? Just from our experience and what we've gotten so far, and the people who have been the most, satisfied with this program, it's for people who are going through a transition and perhaps have tried other modalities and they've tried certain things and they're just burnt out, but they're ready to make this change. They're ready to make this shift. They're dealing with some sort of transition, or they're so burnt out that they're ready for that transition. So it's really for those people in that specific time. So if you're watching this and you're nodding your head and that's you, then let's definitely connect and talk about this some more. Awesome. So I did already just say like who I believe that this program could be for, but really it's also for anybody who is looking to step into their body in a different way than they ever have before, and ready to kind of take that deep leap into connecting with ourselves. I really believe that we often find ways to distract ourselves from ourselves, and we look outside to find answers when really it's all inside of our own mind and body and spirit. That really is the truth. So if you have any questions and this is something that has been resonating with you, or maybe you've seen some of my other videos and this just sparks something inside of you and you have questions and you just want to learn more about it and you want to speak to somebody on our team about Dance to Heal, about how you can join, then we would love to meet you and we would love to schedule a call with you. So click the link. I believe somebody put the link in the chat. So if you're here live, click on that to schedule a call. But if you're watching the replay of this live stream, we will put the link in the description. So definitely click the link in the description to book a call with us. And I just want to say thank you so much. If you're still here watching and listening to me, I have to say thank you so much for following me and being on this journey with me. And I hope that you carve out some time to listen to some fun music and dance today. Bye.